starts at 7, I guess. And we are driving to the Woodlands Marathon. Oh, joy. So, I'm not feeling it very well today. Kind of being a grumpy Gus. How are you?
I wish I'd slept better, and I wish my head didn't hurt and my neck didn't hurt. But I'm also excited because I think this could be better than the Houston Marathon. I mean, it has to be better, right? Than the Houston Marathon. But yeah, I feel okay. I think once we get into it, I mean, once you start, all you can do is quit. So, or finish. So.
Yep, well, we'll see how it goes.
Hey there, friends. It's Reasonably Prudent Vegan here back with my cohort to give you a race report for the Woodlands Marathon. As always, I will defer to my counterpart to give you the swag and medal review, and then we will move on to our eloquently stated race review I think you're going to enjoy today.
The ginger, as it were.
Yes, the ginger, as it were.
Alright, so here's the shirt that you get. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Although I sent a picture of it to one of the guys at work and he said, "Is that a pot leaf?"
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
He said, "You got the pot leaf and your bag of and your can of Pringles. You look like you had some fun after the race." Yeah, I guess so. I don't wear hats very much, so like having trouble. Alright. This is the medal here. Obviously.
Also pot leafed.
Pretty cool. Oh, sorry, they were running through trees all day, and
it is the Woodlands.
Yeah, and it just, I was snot rocketing the whole time. I'm sure people loved it. So, nice medal.
Who doesn't love it when the soulless ginger next to you shoots shot rockets your way?
Thanks.
I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, it's a good race. Marathons are hard. Today was particularly brutal.
Yeah.
It was about 60 or 65 degrees until probably mile 20 for me and a little less for her.
That's generous.
Yeah, and
30.
Then it warmed up, but it was, the guy said at the start of the race, it's 99% humidity, so that was awesome.
It was cool in the morning though, which would make you chilly, but that helped, really. Yeah. It wasn't cold, but it was nice.
It was kind of like spitty rain, but... Mm-hmm. So I want you to put up the video now of my porta potty scene.
Okay.
Race starts at 7 o'clock.
Ridiculous. So you see that, and we got there a little bit late, which, you know, is...
We got there at 6, an hour ahead of time.
Yeah, which is about normal.
Right.
They had 14 porta potties for... There were 900 people in the marathon. I don't know how many people in the relay or the half marathon, but...
Over 1,000, didn't they say?
Yeah, but so, I mean, you can double that. Say around 2,000 or 3,000 people with 14 porta potties. We waited in line for like a half hour. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous. But...
The only reason we didn't miss our corral closing is because there was no corral behind us.
Yeah, it was just the opening. But they had, what did you call them? Porta potty ferries?
Toilet paper ferries.
Yeah,
These women are heroes. May I gush about these women? So, yes, we stood in a long line. It moved reasonably quickly. I was able to do bag drop afterward and get to the corral before 7:45, and I heard Leanne Rimes, 6:45. I heard Leanne Rimes belt beautifully the Star Spangled Banner. So, but what I saw was there were these two women, and they had on aprons, and every time a door opened, they would run in and check it and make sure it had toilet paper. They were the toilet paper fairies. I've never seen a full service porta potties.
Yeah, and they had like cleaning fluid, and they would wipe it down if some assholes shit all over the seat.
Yeah, these women, like, I thanked them twice and told them they were the heroes of the race, and I was not being facetious. That is above and beyond. I mean, they could have volunteered to hand out water.
Or they could have got 50 porta potties like normal people.
Well, that too, but that's not these women's fault. So, whatever...
No, they did great.
Yeah, whatever Keanu's I was gonna remove for the porta potties, I gotta give it back for the toilet paper fairies.
Yes.
May they sleep well tonight and experience great wealth. So continue.
No, this race was hard. I wasn't going to state my time, but I was 4:42.
God.
Yeah, it was bad. I know, but I don't know. I made it to the halfway mark at 2:07,
It's not bad.
and then it just kind of crapped out from there.
We just don't have the
No.
stamina.
Yeah, but I want you to put up now my blister pictures.
Okay, they're up.
Yeah, so that is part of the reason I had
He sent
trouble.
those to my family while he was waiting for me.
Yeah, I sent them to my family too. But that sucked. So I got to do something about my shoes. I've tried 4 different ones. I don't know. We talked about it before how as we run more, our feet are getting bigger. So I went from a 13 to a 14, and now my toes hit the end of a 14. So the ones that are giving me blisters are the 15s. So I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to branch out, I guess. Keep trying different ones. It's so expensive. They're like $120 for a damn pair of shoes. And there's not many of them that let you run in them and then return them. Because there's no running stores around here because they all closed about a year and a half ago.
Because unfortunately, full service running stores can't compete with online companies.
Right, so whatever, but it's expensive and it sucks. But I'm having the same trouble with everything else, finding the appropriate gear, so. And someone said Hoka's, and I actually tried those, and I forget what the issue was. They didn't give me blisters, it was something else.
Wasn't it ankles?
I don't remember. I want to say kind of.
That's the problem I have with the thicker soled shoes is like my feet don't hurt, but I tend to get very, very bad form and
But yeah, I
it
did
hurt my ankles.
bathe my feet in trail toes before the race this morning, which I usually do. I'm sure it helped, but I still got.
The same blisters on blisters.
Yeah, and I got them on both feet this time. Go figure. Alright, so it was good. It actually, the miles clicked by fast, even though I felt like I was out there forever. You're running through trees most of the time. It was on pretty good roads, and it was kind of like a big circle. So, I don't know. One thing I will say, there was this fireman. Hopefully he sees this. A really big dude, but I don't know how he got there, but he was at like 4 or 5 different places. Right when I was there. He was screaming at the top of his lungs, clapping for everybody, jumping around. You got this, you know? And he was at the finish line too, doing the same damn thing. And I'm like, how are you not hoarse? You've been screaming for like 4 hours.
She's a fireman.
Yeah, but he was awesome. He was having fun, and he was encouraging people, and good guy. And there's this one dude I met we passed each other, running at about mile 20 to the end, and you know, on The Office, when Andy runs the marathon, he's got the nipple.
Oh.
She'll put up the picture again.
Yeah, it's up now.
He looked worse than that.
Oh.
He had it not just like halfway down, it was all the way down his shirt into his freaking pants.
Poor guy.
Both sides. I tried to offer him some of my trail toes at about the first time he passed me. He said, no, damage is done. I was like, okay, dude.
Poor guy.
He was having problems, but not sure which one of us came in first. The water stations were good. The first couple were tough, but it was because the people did the same thing. They would get to the very front when there's 100 people behind them and just stop. But they would keep walking, so you couldn't. There's so many people you couldn't get around them to get to the next one. And they did that the whole way. The only time I actually didn't have to fight with people is when I was kind of off by myself. But that wasn't the aid station's fault. They did really good. They were enthusiastic. They told you what was where. I guess you got a problem, but
I had one minor mistake, but Mr. Buddy.
And the only complaint I have is that the water tasted kind of funky, but that's not their fault. That's just because they were getting it from the Woodlands and not here.
Right. Mr. Buddy, I love you so much. You're in the way. He's got to smell my finger first.
He doesn't care.
You want to wear a hat?
It was good. Got to the end. They had Heineken 0 alcohol. Figured why not? Tried it. It was good. It had 69 calories. I burped for about an hour and tasted beer.
Oh, right. Heineken was one of the sponsors. We got a free visor when I picked up the hats at Packet Pickup. So
Yeah.
we got 2 hats we're never going to wear.
It's pretty good. Yeah, all in all, it was a pretty tough race. There was a lot more. They're not hills, but it was just like rolling up and down, which
Those are hills.
it's not for Houston. It's hills. There's none of that around here, and I definitely wasn't prepared for it. So I don't know. Between that and my feet, it was tough. Like I said, I made it about halfway and kind of crapped out, but yeah, those 2 guys. It's good. It's a good course. If you want to do one in Houston that's not the crazy Houston Marathon, the Woodlands is pretty good.
Right. And one other side note about this one, something that they do that I haven't seen any other race do, the marathon and the half marathon course is not the same until mile 7 and what, like 19?
Yeah, they start, but they kind of go like, I guess a heart, like where they come back together, is what she was saying about mile 8 for the half. So that just makes it so you can't drop. You're kind of committed.
You can't drop, but also, it's not as crowded. So, and you're not, like in my experience at the marathons, the half marathoners are always in the way until mile 8 at the marathon in Houston when they go away, and then like 80% of the runners just disappear.
Yeah, so it was good. I'm going to have to give it, I was going to take a Keanu off for the bathroom, but I think I'll give him half one back. So 4.5. Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll quit yammering. It's your turn, I guess.
Okay, so my second marathon of 2019.
That's true.
Which is great, and because of the course limit on this one, I did not time out.
Little goals.
But so I came in at 6:21:41, which is about 8 minutes or so faster than Houston.
Bring her on home for her marathon finish. 6 minutes to go, Kathleen. You did it.
I had a really good start, and I did really well until mile 12. And I don't know if it was because I was sucking down my goo too quickly or something that I ate for dinner.
What? I had half a can of Pringles and I have gas.
Did you not see the other video about him interrupting me? Now he's doing it with other parts of his body. Anyway, good for you. You farted.
Better out than in.
I suppose. Anyway, so about mile 12.
Better to fart and bear the shame than not to fart and bear the pain.
Thank
That's
you.
what my granny says.
Well, I won't contradict your granny. She's wise. Anyway, mile 12, I started to get very nauseous, and also I had some severe diarrhea. In fact, I'm going to put up a picture right here of my Fitbit data, and you'll notice the green mile, which was my fastest. I was sprinting for a porta potty. Nothing motivates one like the fear of having to go to the medical tent and say, do you have an extra pair of running pants? But
Yeah, that'd be a fun sag wagon ride back.
right. Can you just not sit down? Can you just squat in the back of the truck? Okay. Anyway, that was mile 8, which is kind of where it started. But after I made it to that porta potty, I felt better. But then mile 12, things got messed up. So let me back up. I started the race. I was going to go out slow. My goal was 5:30. Set high goals. I thought I could do it. My secondary goal was come in before 6 hours. And my third goal was anything better than Houston in January. So we went with the third goal. So mile 1 and 2 went really well. I felt very good. I was going out pretty slow. I think you can probably see it on the Fitbit app. But anyway, Mile 3, the 6-hour pacer catches me, and it just sort of messes with my mind because I checked this morning what a 6-hour pace should be, and it's 13 minutes 47 seconds. And my first 3 miles were nowhere near that. This is Kimmy Cat. She just wanted to let you guys know she's alive and well and may or may not have knocked over mommy's pictures and organized files on Friday. Okay. So they catch me, and I'm kind of like, I ask him, I'm like, are you sure you're not running above pace? Because I know my mileage, and I'm set for, somewhere above 6 hours. When they said, no, we're running a little fast. So what they did is they would run 3 miles, walk 1 mile, which was kind of nice, except that when they would run, they were running about 11.5-minute pace, which I could keep up with until I started having the nausea and stomach issues. So at mile 12, I had to drop back. I walked a bit. And I had to completely stop taking my maltodextrin and just try to drink water, and I had to walk. And so that slowed me down considerably. I kind of did the best I could, got to mile 13 at 2 hours and 55 minutes, which is my best half marathon time of 2019. Galveston, I think I ran 2:59. So, I mean, that's great. That's an improvement, right? And at that time, when was it? No, it was previous. At one point, I was scheduled for a 5:55 finish. Anyway, that happened. So I called my sister and kind of told her, and I was like, I said, I feel nauseous. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And she said, well, I don't know if that's good or bad. And I was like, it is decidedly bad. So I hung up with her, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this sucks. But at the Houston Marathon, I kind of started, having leg cramps right at the 12-minute mile, same place. And I ended up walking from mile 12 until 23 when the flamingos were behind me. So I was like, you know what? If you just focus and do the best that you can and speed walk it, you will probably come in about that time. And maybe if you're not jostling and running, maybe you'll start to feel better. So that's what I did. And I did speed walking from 12 around mile 14 to mile 20. And that was great. I felt positive, like, hey, I did the best. I literally did the best that I could. At mile 20, I started to feel better, and I started to rally a little bit, and I started kind of run walking. The problem at that point was, 1, I was out of gas, and 2, the speed walking, I hadn't trained for it. So I have blisters on the bottoms of my feet. I never get blisters. And when I stand up to walk, it looks like pathetic. Like I just was heel striking doing the speed walking, and it's just kind of wrecked my legs in a different way. So mile 23, I felt pretty good. I mean, I knew I was going to finish under 6.5 hours. I knew I was going to make the course cutoff, and I was kind of thinking I might make, a little bit above Houston. In fact, around mile 20, I kind of had like 6:20 in my mind. Well, then the sag wagon shows up, which really pissed me off for 2 reasons. Number 1, they were getting very close to me as I was running, and number 2, they pulled everybody that I had passed for the past 4 miles off the course, which, by the way, makes me the turtle. And then this girl that I had passed at mile 16 runs past me, and I'm like, well, and I'm like, you know what? Run your own race. Who cares? Well, then she starts, ma'am, can I talk to you? Yeah. She goes, do you know how far we are? I'm like, have you not been watching the mile markers? I said, okay, well, we're at mile 23. We have about a 5K to go. She says, oh, okay. Do you know, like, are they going to pull us off the course? And so I explained to her. They said 1:30, 7 a.m. to 1:30 is 6.5 hours. I said, so we've got a 5K left. If you can walk 15-minute miles, you can finish in 45 minutes. It is now 5 hours, 30 minutes, so you'll come in on time. She said, okay. She said, do you mind if I pace with you? I said, you're absolutely welcome to, but I'm going to tell you I have to run a little bit because the speed walking is wrecking my legs, and it hurts too bad. So we kind of did that for a while. Around almost to mile 25, she dropped back, and I believe that she was the turtle. I started going, and something really interesting happened. When I was past almost to mile 26, this woman who I could see the whole time, I ran past her, and she said, hey, were you at Cypress, the Cypress Marathon, the one that my legs cramped up and I missed the 3-hour cutoff that started this whole, will she finish, won't she? in November, and she said, I was your pacer. She was the 6-hour pace or the 3-hour pacer at Cypress. I was like, oh wow, yeah. I said, yeah, and I kind of explained my situation. I don't know any other way to get fit. And anyway, I passed her. I finished on time. I'm not sure that she actually hit the cutoff, which I hope that she did. But it's interesting how these things come around. But I met some really nice people on the course, as I always do. Ken, our 6-hour pacer, and I met Brandy, who we ended up running in together after all that. But it was great. I give it a 5 Keanus, because there's nothing about the race that they did. Woodlands always does a great job. Mile markers are perfectly visible. The aid stations are overstocked. They train their volunteers. And then the porta potty issue, I gave them back a Keanu because I think the toilet paper fairies, brought it home for them. I will tell you one funny story though. This is how I met Brandy right before we finished mile 1. Is there was we were running out. This is so terrible. We were running out, and you see this woman running back toward me, and she has a bib that doesn't look like mine. And I realized, oh no, she's in the half marathon course, and she got in the wrong corral. And so she had to go like 0.6 back to start her race. So, I mean, that's a bad day.
Yeah, I had a couple more things.
Okay, please do.
I forget one of them now. Dead air. So this race, I PR'd at this race in 2015.
As did I. 5-hour marathon 4 years ago.
Yeah, I did 3:44, I believe. So this year was a full hour slower.
That's okay. Mine was a full hour and 21 minutes slower. Which actually, I mean, comparatively, we're about, probably for our abilities, we have lost the same amount of fitness.
It's just depressing. But the other thing was, if you don't like to have a bunch of people watching you, this is probably the place to go. Because there was some spectators, but not a lot.
They were either looking for a specific runner or the exit to their house was blocked, so what else were they going to do on a Saturday?
Yeah, so I just forgot to say those things, but
yeah,
I guess that's about all I had.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. I mean, takeaway, I shaved off 8 minutes from 2 months ago. Certainly not happy about 6-hour plus marathon pace, but the purpose of this year was to get fit. That was the whole point, was to just get back in the game, whatever that meant, and I'm proud of myself that that's the goal. That's what I continue to do. So, and you too. I know you're having gear issues and that sucks, but he still got out there and did it. So, yeah, it was good. So what do we have next? We have next weekend off because I'll be at a conference.
But we made yesterday a video on how to make race fuel.
Right, which will
go up next weekend.
Right, when I'm away. And then the following weekend, we're going to do the Seabrook Marathon weekend or run weekend or something.
Something like that. There's a 5K on Friday, a marathon on Saturday, and a half marathon on Sunday.
What I was excited about that is that I elected to do the 6 a.m. start so I could walk it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I hated that I had to walk it, but I subscribe to the Phil Maffetone method, which says that if you slow down and train at a lower heart rate, you will get faster at that lower heart rate. So my other positive takeaway from today was, well, okay, this isn't fun, but I race walked at about a 15-minute pace at a heart rate of 152. So I felt like, well, that's a good opportunity for training to work on my cardiovascular system so that I can start running a better pace at a lower heart rate, because I think that's the ultimate goal. So at the Seabrook, I did elect to do the early start so that I could walk, so I wouldn't have to worry about the 6-hour time limit. And I thought, maybe I'll do a little bit of run walking and try out that strategy, or who knows, but it'll be a good opportunity to really focus on form, because my form suffered today when the race walking. Oh, my back hurts and everything hurts, and it's not a normal marathon hurt. It's muscles that have been dormant for years. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's what we've got coming up, and hope you enjoyed the video. I hope we're entertaining on some level. And anything else?
Nope, she made it this long. Good for you.
1,000 Keanus, but I'm not going to put them up.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.